All right, so we're diving deep into Everton versus Manchester United from February 22nd, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know what you're thinking, a 2-2 draw,
Yeah.
gotta be a snooze fest. But stick with us because the story behind this one, well, it's anything but boring.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
We've got expert analysis breaking down all the tactics, some really standout performances,
Right.
and well, even a bit of controversy. You know how it goes.
It's one of those matches that really shows, a draw can be way more exciting than a win sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
All
Yeah.
the back and forth, the unexpected turns.
Yeah.
Really highlights just how much goes into a match.
More than just the final score.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so let's rewind. Back to that night at Goodison Park.
Right.
The atmosphere was electric, and Everton, well, they were the underdogs coming in,
Yeah.
but they came out strong.
Yeah, it did.
Right from the start, you could see they had a plan
They had a game plan.
to disrupt Manchester United.
Oh, yeah. I mean, David Moyes, he's their manager.
Right.
He really put on a tactical masterclass, especially that first half.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew exactly how to exploit those little weaknesses Manchester United had.
So break it down for me. What was different with Everton? I know they lined up 4-2-3-1,
Yeah.
but then they shifted formations, right? What was the thinking there?
It was brilliant. They would seamlessly go into this 3-4-3
Uh-huh.
when they had possession. So imagine like their right back tucked in, almost like a third center back,
Okay.
which let their left back push way up and support that attack.
I see. So they were overloading that side of the pitch,
Freezing.
creating, what is it, a numerical advantage.
Exactly. They had more players in that area than Manchester United.
Right. Makes sense.
And that was tactical. It created confusion in their defense.
Yeah.
Because Manchester United weren't prepared for those wing backs.
Right.
The defenders out wide
Yeah.
to push up so high.
Right.
Disrupted their usual marking scheme.
Yeah, it really seemed like they couldn't handle Beto at all.
Oh, Beto. Everton's striker, right?
Yeah, he was a force.
He was causing chaos all night.
He's so physical. And he
Right.
used that, out-muscling those Manchester United defenders, winning those aerial duels.
Yeah, every time he got the ball, you could just see their back line scrambling.
They were on their toes the whole time. Maguire, De Ligt,
Yeah.
those world-class center backs,
Yeah.
they looked rattled.
And it wasn't just Beto, right? Doucouré.
Oh, Doucouré, phenomenal game.
Huge game.
Yeah.
Scored a goal.
And an assist.
Beautiful assist.
Yeah.
It was midfield masterclass.
Talk to me about that goal. It felt like it came out of nowhere. What did he do that they couldn't stop?
His timing, his positioning, he made this perfectly timed run from deep in the midfield.
Yeah.
And he just exploited this gap that opened up as Manchester United's defense. They were focused on Beto.
Ah, makes sense.
And he arrived in the box, completely unmarked, finished it, first-time shot.
Textbook.
Textbook example of, how to make that late run into the box, catch the defense off guard.
All right, so Everton's attack was firing on all cylinders. What was going on with Manchester United, though? They really seemed to struggle to get anything going, especially that first half.
It was strange to see a Ruben Amorim side.
Right, he's the Manchester United manager.
Looking so disjointed. They're known for, that possession-based play, aggressive pressing.
Yeah.
But Everton just shut them down. They completely disrupted their rhythm.
You mentioned pressing. I mean, for those who might not know, what does that mean exactly?
Pressing is like a defensive tactic
Right.
where the players, they try to win the ball back right away
Okay, yeah.
after they lose possession.
Mm-hmm.
So they're putting pressure on their opponent, forcing them to make mistakes, give the ball away.
Got it. So Everton was pressing effectively, which prevented Manchester United from their usual game.
Exactly.
And it seemed like their midfield, which is normally their strength, was particularly ineffective.
Yeah, Casemiro and Ugarte,
Yeah.
they usually dominate the midfield. But they were constantly under pressure from Everton's Guy and Garner.
Ah, interesting.
So they weren't able to control the tempo, dictate the play like they usually do.
Yeah.
Led to a lot of turnovers,
Yeah.
meaning Manchester United was just giving the ball away cheaply,
Right.
which allowed Everton to launch those quick counterattacks.
It really felt like Everton had a plan. They executed it perfectly. Manchester United, I don't know, lost, confused, couldn't handle the pressure. But football, well, it's a game of two halves, right? So did things change after the break?
Well, Manchester United looked like a completely different team in that second half.
Yeah.
A little pep talk from Ruben Amorim at halftime. I bet that did wonders.
So what changed? Did they just decide to play harder, or was there something more?
Well, there was change in attitude for sure.
Yeah.
But Amram also made some really smart substitutions.
Ah, yeah, right. The manager's magic touch.
Exactly.
Substitutions can be real game changers.
Yeah.
So who did he bring on, and what kind of impact did they have?
So first in the 62nd minute, he brings on Alejandro Garnacho, young winger, incredible pace and dribbling skills.
Right.
And then just 8 minutes later, he puts in Frank Obi,
Okay.
a really dynamic midfielder known for breaking through defenses with his passes.
So one to stretch the defense and one to unlock it with passes?
Nice.
Sounds like a recipe for disaster for Everton.
Yeah, it was trouble for them.
Did it work?
It absolutely worked. I mean, Garnacho's introduction immediately put Everton's defense on their heels.
Okay.
His direct runs, and, he's willing to take on defenders.
Yeah.
So it forced Everton to get more cautious and drop deeper.
But wouldn't dropping deeper make them more defensively solid? How did that help Manchester United?
Well, think of it this way.
Huh.
By sitting back, Everton gave Manchester United more space in the midfield
Right.
to control the ball and build their attacks. Remember how effective Everton's pressing was in the first half?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, by dropping back, they kind of gave up that advantage, and that's where Obi comes in.
Okay.
With those precise passes, he was finding gaps, creating dangerous opportunities for their forwards.
So it really was a tactical chess match, one move leading to another, and suddenly the whole game shifts. I can see how those substitutions really flipped the dynamic.
Yeah.
But we were at 2-0 for a while, right? When did Manchester United finally start to close that gap on the scoreboard?
Well, you can't talk about this match without mentioning Bruno Fernandes's free kick goal.
Oh, yeah.
75th minute. Talk about a captain's performance.
That must have been a huge lift for the whole team.
Oh, yeah, they're fans, too.
What a moment. Did Everton have any answer?
They tried to hold on, but just 6 minutes later, Manchester United found their equalizer.
Okay.
And guess who scored it?
Don't tell me Ugarte, the guy who had such a hard time in the first half.
A stunning volley right into the back of the net.
Wow.
Moment of redemption for him after that tough first half.
Yeah.
And what a gut punch for Everton.
So all tied up at 2-2, this is where the real nail-biting tension starts, right?
Yeah, those final 15 minutes were frantic. Yeah. Both teams pushing for a winner. Everton, who had been so dominant, were now on the defensive, trying to hold on for that draw.
And I remember there was that huge moment in stoppage time. Wasn't there something about a penalty? Yeah, it really did look like Everton might just snatch that win after all.
It did.
Yeah.
In stoppage time, the ref, Andrew Madley, he points right to the spot. Penalty to Everton. It looked like Harry Maguire had fouled Ashley Young in the box.
Man, I can only imagine what the Everton supporters were thinking at that moment.
They thought they had it. The tension, it was unreal.
Right.
But then, well, the twist.
The twist?
VAR stepped in.
Ah, right.
And after what felt like forever reviewing it, no penalty.
Wow. So VAR, video assistant referee, just for anyone listening who maybe isn't glued to every single match, can you break it down for us? How does it work?
Yeah, VAR is basically a team of officials.
Okay.
They're reviewing certain decisions that on-field ref makes.
Right.
They've got all those camera angles, replays.
Yeah.
To see if there was like a clear and obvious error.
So in this case, they decided there wasn't enough contact from Maguire to give a penalty.
Yeah.
Man, that must have been just a brutal moment for Everton.
Oh, it was. Totally deflating.
Yeah.
And it really sparked this whole debate about VAR.
It's interesting, right? Because on the one hand, it's supposed to make the game fairer.
Right.
By correcting those really obvious mistakes.
Exactly.
But sometimes, I don't know, it feels like it creates more controversy than it solves.
Yeah, that's a tough one. VAR can be really useful.
You
know, getting those big calls right.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be, like, human interpretation.
Right.
Which leads to disagreements.
Yeah. And those disagreements just get amplified because it's happening in those huge moments, right?
Absolutely. Game-changing moments.
Yeah. Real roller coaster of emotions for everyone.
Both sides.
Players, fans.
This match is a perfect example of that. Everton, they played so well, but
yeah,
they ended up feeling cheated, you know?
While Manchester United, after that rough start, they managed to scrape a point, thanks in part to VAR, really shows how things can turn on a dime in the sport.
Yep. In football, sometimes the scoreline doesn't tell the whole story.
It's what keeps us coming back for more, I guess.
Exactly.
This deep dive, anything but boring.
Oh, yeah.
We saw tactical masterclasses from both managers, incredible individual performances.
For sure.
And, of course, that VAR controversy sparked a whole new debate.
Definitely left us with some things to think about.
If you were managing either of these teams, would you have done things differently? Would you have approached the game with a different strategy? And that VAR decision, was it the right call?
It's all part of the game, right? Keeps
Yeah.
us engaged.
Challenges our assumptions.
Definitely sparks some passionate debate.
So until next time, keep thinking, keep questioning, and keep exploring the beautiful game.